move on to the German dance by Haydn. And Haydn, of course, was one of the most famous classical composers. He was the first of the three main composers, Haydn, Wolfgang Mozart, and Ludwig van Beethoven. And Beethoven actually studied with Haydn. And there's some really interesting accounts of those lessons. Apparently Beethoven claimed he never learned anything from Haydn. And then you hear a lot of quotes of Haydn's music in Beethoven. And whether Beethoven even knew he was doing that or not is unclear. But clearly he was influenced greatly by Haydn. And he's quite young when he studied with him. So he might have written some things that he would not have written had he been older and wiser. Anyway, this is a very fun little German dance by Haydn. And it has voicing in the left hand. It has that finger pedal left, the bottom of the left hand is held. So it's kind of like one of those German stomp dances that has a strong downbeat that you hold. So make sure you don't play like this because it's quite a different sound to have. It's like the string bass hanging on to that note while somebody else is playing beats 2 and 3. Right hand is a very great little study in triad inversions. So let's go ahead and block the right hand. The first 3 notes are C major second inversion. The next 3 notes are C major first inversion. And then the next 2 notes put us in C root position. And then measure 3 gives us a G7 in root position, the full chord. It's just upside down. And then we do it again. So if you just practice doing your triad inversions, it would be a great exercise for this piece. And then get the left hand going. Is a little more exciting. We're going up to a G position. So that is a G7. And then C, G7, C, 5 finger, G7, again, 3rd time, C position. And then a little flourish at the end, D minor, and the leading tone to C. Meanwhile, the left hand, instead of just doing this drone, what I would call a drone or ostinato figure in the bass, second half's a little more interesting. It has a drone on a G. It has what we call like a G pedal point. We're in the key of C, and this is a dominant pedal point. But the interesting part is it has a tenor that's doing a little singing line over the bass. Bass moves down, and then, so how do you do that? You're going to hold your 5th finger down, and then ideally, if you can stretch and reach a 5 to 2 on this 6 here, G to E, it's better than the 1-5. I put 1-5 because some people can't really reach that. If you can reach it, do it, because it's much easier to get legato. Then you kind of need to put a 3 on the C, which might be stretchy for some of you. So that's my more recommended fingering. And then walk it down. So try to get the left hand as legato as you can. You can see that this piece was written probably with no pedal in mind. So you don't want to, make it sound uncharacteristically not very classical by adding lots of pedal. So right hand and left together. Walk the bass. And you could also repeat the A section. not to do that. It's a dance, so it would be very common if people were actually dancing to repeat each section many times and maybe do a rounded binary A, B, A, go back to your A, which when you do the entire A section in its entirety, then we call that ternary form. A, B with a full repeat of A would be called ternary, as if it were 3 sections, even though the one is just a repeat.